Hello, friends. Hope you all are doing good, enjoying a good time, and having a good time with your family as well. I'll do a quick video here to sort of understand and try to explain how we try to combine the concept of price action profile to create a view in the market. Okay, and then how we are trying to use order flow to validate that view and try to see that if that narrative is holding or not. Okay, so I'll just take a few quick small examples from the recent market activities. It will be a short one, but I hope it will be useful for you all. Okay, so this is your Thursday's Bank Nifty price action. If you see, Bank Nifty was opened around these levels, and then about 41,000 levels, and then essentially it went up on back of a news, and eventually rallied till this point. Okay, now we had a view that this market was holding around this, and this is what was shared in the group as well. So now the question is, what is the rationale for this kind of a view, and how do we combine order flow to validate that? Okay. So if you see first, simple, you see of price structures, even forget the profiles or anything else. If you see price structure, what was market doing till this point, till this, let's say Thursday open, okay? So if you see from here on, essentially there was a it's trying to form higher lows and higher highs, right? So the market structure is on a higher low, higher high formation, which essentially means market is trying to go up, and that has been validated with the move as well. Okay. Now, at the start of this week, I think Monday, this was Monday, okay, and this was like your Wednesday, and this was like Thursday. Okay, so this is Monday. What happened is market consolidated around 4750, rallied and closed around here. So what did we see? We see a lot of volume around this level of around 41,000 at the close. If you see the profile, it's a very thick profile. Okay, and hence apparently there was a lot of value volume at this place. Okay, which was on Monday at around 41,000 levels, right? Okay, now what happened on Wednesday? Again, market came back to this level. We saw significant absorptions. If you see, the delta got absorbed, and then a buying initiative again coming back on these levels, right? Okay. So now, same. So you clearly see the VPOC here, and there is a low volume node below this that has been formed on Wednesday, right? Now, market now formed generally opened here just below the VPOC around the low volume node. Okay, on Thursday. So our thesis is what this is where the volume was. This is where we found support. This is either this level would have been rejected because this was a low volume node and market would look to correct to this level, okay, or we would find support here and market would go up. There are only two possibilities now. Only thing is we trying to find out which possibility is more valid. Okay, so what my analysis was twofold here. One, that we had volumes here, so there's a lot of volume that happened. So if market would have broken below this range, this clear LVN that you have, the 41,000 4950, then I would have went for a short side view targeting 850 and lower levels. Okay, but now since market opened here and and it is trying to find support around this level. Okay, so either of course either of the two things can happen. It will break or it will not break. That is where we start looking into order flow and see what is actually happening on the order flow front. Okay, and I think this is the order flow charts from, if you see, this is the order flow charts from that Thursday. Okay, so what was happening here is two things. One, okay, there was an immediate rejection, of course, at the open. Okay, so that means this VPOC or this immediate rejection level becomes important, which is around 41,050. But then once market started moving down, okay, there was no selling initiative. Ideally, once this rejection would have happened, I would have wanted to see some selling initiative. But if you see, there was all that selling that was happening was getting absorbed. That means there was mild selling, no major deltas, mild volumes, no major volumes here, but everything was getting absorbed even then. So that clearly showed that there is a limit buying support help in the market here, which is acting, and this is basically defending the prices that has been created around Monday. Okay, and also rejection here. So now there is again, so that means on Monday there would be an initiative bias at this level. Wednesday there are limit buyers. Tuesday, with Thursday we are anticipating limit buyers at this level. So now we had the limit buyers here, and hence now the idea is if you are able to take this out, and this, then there is a possibility of move or there is support coming in, and one should look for a long side trade with a small stops maybe below this LVN node of 950 960 areas. Okay, and then of course the new scheme which became a catalyst and it really pulled up, pulled the markets up. So dragging all these shorts, that was also getting triggered. So all these market shorts, because if you see, by this time delta was already at minus 35k without prices really moving down much. That means there was a lot of absorption that was happening. Okay. Now I'll just take another example quickly of Nifty, which is again few days back. Okay, I think we discussed this scenario Monday. Okay, we discussed this scenario where markets sort of opened, and then we say, we I think wrote in a Twitter or somewhere also in the group that we were seeing 17,400 buying support and market rallied. Okay, very different, a little bit different context, but very lovely, insight if you want to learn. So if you see day before Monday, this was the last trading session. Again, we saw a lot of volumes which had happened in this range, right? So there was a lot of volume that has happened in this range. So generally, the idea would be what market structure is a first thing is look at the price structure. It is looking to form higher highs, higher lows, and then we have a pullback here, which is about to hit this zone, which is pullback about to hit this zone. The morning pullback here. All these levels were absorbed as we saw in the market in the cumulative delta charts. Okay. So now what do you want to see? Whether you want market to really pull up, number one. Number two is limit buying to come at higher levels, right? So essentially these buyers should not look for market to pull down further, but look for buy at higher level, the limit buyers. Okay, so this is a pattern we are trying to detect and see if there is any such initiative there or not. Okay, now if you see around one, if you see what has happened, if I just show you the order flow chart from that day, what has happened is, uh, you know morning, if you see, there was a lot of shorts that were traded, but all these shorts were absorbed, and despite minus 180k delta, markets held on 400 level. So that means again there is buying support and there is buying initiative, right? Okay. Now again in the second half, about 11:15, again if you see, market came back to this level, again absorbed. So again indicating heavy absorptions happening at 390 400 level. So imagine price move to 180 to 280 300 delta, and still the prices remain at the same level. Okay, there was not much of downside move, so clearly indicating support. Now what happens is, as support gets hit too many times, there are odds that it keeps hitting, then it will break. So what we want is one, initiative buying, which happened here. Two, we want now the supports to start moving at higher levels, so that market forms an higher base. Why does market form a higher base eventually? Because supports are getting evolved at higher levels, right? Now what happened, if you see, I think around 115 we wrote that now buying is happening at higher levels around VWAP. So VWAP being an interesting level, and a lot of institutional traders try to follow. Now what happens happening is, if you see, we wrote around, I think, this point that look, limit buying is coming at this level. So that means the buyers who are buying at 380, 390, 400 now are looking to buy at 410, 415 also, which means that they are willing to pay a higher price to push the markets up. Okay, now all we need at some point is the sellers to get exhausted, sellers to give up, and eventually some buying initiative to come. So this is the point when buying initiative started coming in, and once we broke outside this 430, 440 zone, it was one way up again. So all we are trying to do again, guys, okay, it's all about trading, day trading, or swing trading, whatever trading you call. It is just more trying to process the information, trying to understand what is happening in the market, and improve the probability of an outcome that you are thinking. Okay, it I'm saying probability. There is no certainty, because you can still get wrong. But all we are trying to do is back ourselves with data and improve the probability of outcome of the markets that we're trying to achieve. Okay, that's all. Have a good weekend. Enjoy with your friends and family. Thank you.